on Highway 54. I'm like, we'll pull off to the side of the road, and then like mother of all power flashes. And so I got some cool video. Yeah. It was awesome. Not gonna lie.
I've definitely got to send you my email, Angela, so that you can send me video and we'll put it on like the Weather Channel app.
Oh my gosh.
We'll put your name on it and everything.
Ask for some money, Angela. Ask for some money. Get some cha-ching out of it. Don't just let her sweet talk you.
Well, it's so hard with video because you're like sitting there like going through looking at like going by second and second looking at power flashes and like lightning to see if you actually get the tornado or you can see anything at all. So I was actually right before I got on here, I was looking through it and I actually did get the tornado. So I'm really happy.
Oh,
what cool.
Fabulous.
What time was it? What time of night?
It was 8:11.
Okay. That's awesome. Congratulations.
I'm pretty pumped about it.
That's awesome.
Did you eat out? Did you have a steak dinner, anything like that?
Well, no, because we left that one because it like disintegrated, and then we went to that cell in that started near Frederick, and by the time we got to like El Reno, it was like done, and so we were like, it's like midnight. I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. Let's go home. I've been up since like 4 a.m.
Wow. Hey, I did realize MJ put us live. So those of you that are happy to be watching us live or the streaming version, welcome to Stormfront Freaks Raw. We call this Raw because this is the recording of our bi-weekly podcast. So it's raw because you never know what kind of shit's going to be said or done. And who knows, we got Misheyla and Aaron on tonight. It's amazing storm chasing duo, but who knows what's going to happen with these two on. So, but anyways, welcome. In what do I normally say? I don't know. Oh yeah. If you want to listen to the edited version of the audio podcast, we usually post, we typically record Thursday nights and then we post it Sundays on all the podcast players, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, whatever, all that good stuff. So anyway, so we'll get started. So we got Maz here, we got Kim here. We're just waiting on Brady.
Hey.
Okay.
What's up, Kimberly?
It's been a while.
It's
been a while.
Not much. I know it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Good to see everyone.
I like the new
It's been crazy.
Uh-oh.
My son
someone's stealing your stealing your broadband, Kim.
Yes.
So we've been busy all day today. So I'm a little.
Who's Kim? Anybody playing?
Xbox or something?
Oh gosh, I just took a curling iron to it because it was such a mess.
Okay.
What's that?
You're just
anybody playing Xbox? You are cutting out a lot. Someone is.
Was that who I am?
Yes.
Yes.
Here, let me change my internet. Hang on.
Apparently we are too.
Yeah, we must be cutting out. Maz, how are you, man?
I am awesome. How about yourselves?
I'm doing well. Dan, good to see you, my son.
Hey, Dan. Hey,
Ask him for money if he calls you son.
Okay, good. Asking for money.
Up.
Yeah. Okay, is that better, you guys?
Yes. I don't know. Seems
Am I
better.
Seemingly. Is everything good?
Seemingly.
So far,
better.
Yeah. Can you hear us okay?
I just changed my. All right. Very
Hello?
good.
Can you hear us okay? Okay, good. Dina, move your camera down just a little bit. We're getting your chin at the very bottom there of the screen. That's better. There you go.
Somebody's playing the piano. No? I don't know.
Really?
I thought I heard some. I don't know.
All right, so as we wait for Brady, let me just kind of cover the. There he is. Brady Harris.
Brady.
Calling Brady Harris.
Brady.
So because we have this many people on, I might have to send Dan and Angela to the green room this time.
We'll do that this time.
Just
Don't take it
personal.
Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
Hey Brady, test 1 2. Brady,
Hi, Brady.
Test 1 2.
Can you hear us, Brady? Brady.
Hey, Brady.
Hey, what's up, guys?
There he is.
Hey there.
Kim, Dina, wow, the whole gang.
Yeah.
The gang's all here.
The OGs,
It's a
right?
big group.
Love it.
Jeez.
Hey, move your camera down. You and We were getting like you and Dina were chin at the bottom there. There you go.
I just don't always like all the turtle stuff in the background.
Turtles.
Aaron, how cold is it? Were you in the walk-in of the freezer, or what's going on here?
Well, I'm in Colorado, so it's a little cooler, but my hair is a little long from all the travel and chasing and stuff, so I'm trying to keep it all contained in.
It's a brand, Maz. It's
what
called
I
a
need.
brand.
It's the
I
cool
have that
look.
problem too.
Can I
so.
borrow it?
Your hair looks good, Kim.
Oh,
It's all part
I
of my
like it that
storm
way.
chaser look.
Yeah.
It's the whole
Yeah.
package.
Yeah. Although the beard's a little shorter these days, so.
You did cut that, I see,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
what I've been seeing online. That's cool.
Yeah, I went to look. I was trying to go for a little less of a homeless look. So.
Yeah.
It's more
Was that
longshoreman
Misheyla's
right now.
doing?
Nope.
Well, she
No?
liked it because she could grab onto it.
Because my husband's is getting long. And I've always thought him
Whoa.
to cut it down a little.
Whoa,
Yeah,
what
so-
is that?
Getting some feedback, something kind.
I don't know. Could it be me?
Who knows?
When in doubt, we blame Brady, but
I don't know. He's muted, so we can't
No,
blame
it's
him.
definitely me. You can blame me.
All right, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to do the normal little teaser intro, and then we'll start the official intro to the show. We'll do our happy hour, find out what everyone's drinking, and then Kim, are you ready to? Who's doing the introduction? Kim, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you ready with that?
I am ready.
And then Misheyla Iwasiuk, right?
No.
Okay.
Iwasiuk.
Whoops.
Iwasiuk.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Ook. So it's the Iwasiuk. Ook at the end, right?
If you're Ukrainian, sure. If not, I will.
Hey, I got some
Oh,
of
I'm
that.
Ukrainian. I
There
am
you go.
too.
Kim, it's getting pretty close to Halloween where you got the
Oh.
decorations up.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you know it. You see my shirt? I don't know if you can see it.
Nice.
Happy what?
Halloween.
Halloween.
Ah, nice.
I love that. Oh my goodness.
So, okay, let me see. It's Misheyla Iwasiuk.
Iwasiuk. Yeah. Iwasiuk
Iwa-
is good.
Iwasiuk.
There we go.
I was sick.
Iwasiuk.
I
No,
was
not that.
Iwasiuk. Iwasiuk.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sounds like that.
Wait, aren't you guys engaged?
Yeah.
Iwasiuk.
Okay,
Okay,
checking.
Misheyla.
Come on, Aaron, get with the names, man.
I'm embarrassed, Misheyla, because I'm Ukrainian as well. And
Oh,
I
boy.
hate that I don't know
You're
this.
struggling with that one.
I am really struggling.
That's okay.
Iwasiuk. Okay, Iwasiuk. Okay. All right. Okay.
You got it.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. All right. So
Beautiful
we'll introduce them. We will do our Kim. You start with the first question, right
Okay.
after the introduction,
hmm
and we'll go from there and maybe go till about 9:30 or so before we take our first break. Yeah. I don't see
Okay.
anybody in the comments. Do we have anybody watching us right now?
I don't see it yet
There's
either.
one.
All
I
right.
see.
Hey,
Hi.
probably Brady's mom.
Probably. No, my
Or
grandma.
my mom.
No, that
Your
was
grandma.
Dina. That was Dina.
All right.
That was Steve.
So here we go. We'll do the teaser here in 3, 2. Hey, Storm Freaks, it's Phil. We've got Storm Chasers Aaron Jayjack and his fiancee Misheyla Iwasiuk in the studio this week. And listen for who's been discovered drinking on our Wasted Weather clip. And of course, what's a show without hashtag Weatherfools? That's all coming up on episode 142 of the Stormfront Freaks. All right,
Bravo.
let's
I like
go.
your shirt,
Hey.
Phil. It looks like a martini glass when it's when you're down lower.
All right, coming in. 3, 2. Hey, welcome everybody to the most entertaining weather podcast. This is the award-winning Stormfront Freaks podcast, part of the Stormfront Freaks Network. This episode is also brought to you by the National Storm Chasers Summit. Chasers and Storm Freaks are going to be converging on Midwest City, Oklahoma, this coming January 21st and 22nd to hear from top chasers and forecasters from across the country. Don't worry, because you can join us as well. Just register at chasersummit.com. That's chasersummit.com. Hey, I also want to shout out and thanks to our Patreon members that support the show. One of our new members, like Jenny, and also those of us, those joining live tonight. We also have, who do we got in the studio? We've got, who do we have? I forget, they're out of the studio. But anyway, Dan and Angela are in the green room. Yeah, they're in the green room tonight. But anyway, you can also join us at patreon.com/Stormfront Freaks and be live in the chat or on the show with our guests. And I want to tell everybody too, a little teaser here, but listen at the end of the show tonight, because when we always reveal our next guests, we're going to definitely share with you something you're going to want to hear, and definitely that you'll want to be a part of our next recording. So you want to stay for that. But it's always happy hour when we record. It's always something I look forward to every other week, is getting together with some friends, talking weather and having a drink. And it also lets you kind of know we like having a good time and like having some fun on this weather podcast. So let's find out which of our co-hosts are with us here tonight. MJ, our producer and Skywarn coordinator up in Minnesota. What are you drinking?
All right, tonight I've got a vodka sour in my Mickey Mouse glass.
That's new for you.
I haven't seen that before.
I enjoy that once in a while.
Wow. That's okay. That's good. Dina, our meteorologist and weather producer with the Weather Channel. What are you drinking this evening?
I'm drinking an Angry Orchard hard cider, and it's actually very tasty rosé.
Ooh.
I do recommend. I like it.
It's an Angry Orchard rosé?
Yeah.
Angry Orchard hard cider rosé.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
I like it.
Tried that.
Very good. Maz, former on-camera meteorologist in Cincinnati. What are you drinking?
I just got my Mick Ultra and my Destin Florida. I had too many carbs today. So 2.6 carbs.
Good. You're golden. You're golden, Brady. Brady, atmospheric science degree from Ohio State. What are you drinking, my friend?
Yeah, I'm having a little whiskey. You know, keeping it nice and clean here.
Wow, Brady's drinking whiskey. Come on.
I know. I'm a new man. I'm a new man. You know.
What kind? What is it?
I think it's called Eagle Rare. It's.
Are you kidding me? Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm up in my game a little bit. Last week it was Woodruff Reserve.
Are you at your mom's?
Ohio
No,
State
I'm
needs
not.
to up
I
their game.
swear, I'm not.
He stole it from his mom's. Kim, welcome back, our former on-camera meteorologist with the Weather Channel. What are you drinking tonight, Kim?
Guys, first of all, it is the Ohio State, by the way.
Yeah, get it right. Come on.
Get it right. I can't believe it that Dino or Brady didn't correct you on that one. Anyway, so I have, of course, because of Happy Halloween, I do have a glass of Cabernet, and God, I can't remember the name of it. I just opened the bottle. I can't remember the name of this one, but anyway.
It doesn't matter. It's
Eccentric.
Those are sometimes
Nice
the best ones.
golden
Doesn't matter.
chalice.
But here's my
That's pretty impressive.
It's my Halloween
it's good.
glass. It has spider webs all over. You probably
It's like the
can't see
freaking
it.
Holy Grail. What? That's
Yeah.
like, wow,
Looks
impressive.
like a candle. Too.
Well, Kim, I'll tell you what. We will leave it with you and actually introduce our esteemed guest this evening.
I would love to. All right, tonight we have extreme storm chaser Aaron Jayjack, and he travels the world documenting the world's most extreme weather and, of course, other events of nature for My Radar. And he has also been involved in shooting multiple storm chase TV and streaming series. His fiancée, Misheyla Iwasiuk, is an accomplished photographer and chaser in her own right. Now, her photos and videos have been shared on the Weather Network, AccuWeather, Global News, and even more. Now, they can be seen at times in the plains of the states or their homes in Canada chasing storms together. And so I'm going to get this question right out of the way, because I thought this is so cool that, you know, we have a photographer, we have a storm chaser, you guys together make a great team. So did it happen because of your professions, or did you guys meet somewhere different? Did you meet out there on the road chasing a storm? How did you guys get together?
Yeah, so you want me to jump in, Misheyla, or do you want to start it off?
You're the talker. You go right ahead.
Okay. Well, so we met because of storm chasing, and it wasn't just random. And we actually started talking first on Twitter back in early 2019. I mean, we had talked to each other a little bit on Twitter just through tweets and stuff earlier than that, but then It was a high risk day actually in 2019, May 20th, 2019, the Mangum, Oklahoma day. And Misheyla actually reached out to me. She slipped into my DMs telling me to be safe. So, and then from there, just into what you see today.
Wow.
I don't think that's what I said. I think I said, don't do anything stupid or don't be dumb. I wasn't that.
It was actually that.
Message received. Message received.
You
like
had me
married
at,
already.
The love there, and
you had me at slipped into my DMs.
There you go.
I know. I was. But wait, where are we going with this? Okay, that's an awesome story. I love that.
Yeah. So then we met after that. We started talking, and then I went up to Canada to chase, and then we chased together the first time up there, and it was like the first time I saw storms. It was love at first sight. So.
Aww.
Wow.
I believe it. She's beautiful, gorgeous.
I love you more than tornadoes.
Wow. Wow.
Exactly.
So Aaron, I see you with that a hat on your head, man. Are you? And I saw a video of you today in Boulder, Colorado. Are you chasing snow already, man? What the heck is that?
Yeah, so I like to try and I like to show the beauty side of chasing as well, right? Not just the extreme parts with the tornadoes and the hurricanes, and I really like the mountains here, and I was in the area, so I saw the snow up in the mountains. I could tell it was snowing up there, so I was like, well, I'm gonna go drive up there and take a look. I don't even really know that any snow is forecast, but I wasn't expecting it anyway, and it happened to snow a little bit, and drove up there and checked it out. And I love the snow chasing. I like chasing blizzards almost more than the tornadoes and hurricanes sometimes, until it gets late in the season. Then I'm ready to go back to spring chasing. So
yeah, I was wondering what your favorite one would be. You like the snow and ice, and I mean, they're so pretty though. I mean, as long as you don't get hurt or slide off the road, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I like the supercells and tornadoes as where it all started for me. That's my first love. And then I grew up in northern Indiana, and we get a lot of lake effect snow there, and a lot of I grew up into that. That's actually what really triggered my love for weather, was being in these survival situations, snowed in from lake effect snow. Like my mom and I, one time, I remember for 2 weeks we couldn't leave the house because we were snowed in. So that's kind of where my love for weather started. And
snow day, snow day, no school.
Now, Misheyla, are you with him right now, or did he you kick him out? You said you go to Boulder, man.
I had enough. We were together for like 3 weeks, and that's pretty much my max of what I can tolerate. No, I'm just kidding. He had to go down and chase the severe. So I'm just up here doing mom things and work things. And so I'm not exciting right now. Aaron's the exciting one.
So speaking of exciting, so what is your favorite thing to photograph? I mean, is it the snow? Is it the tornadoes? Is it the change of sea? I mean, for you, what is it?
Definitely not snow. Our winters are brutal up here, and I just kind of just make it through winter. I'm not sure how I make it through, but it's not fun for me. So definitely the severe weather. I also like to shoot the Northern Lights and the Milky Way. So I like to go out and find creepy places in the middle of the night and hang out there.
Yeah, that's where
Hence you met Aaron.
Yeah, the Northern Light. In fact, one of the first month we knew each other, that we had been with each other in person, that we witnessed an amazing Northern Lights show there in August. That's the first time I had seen them in person. Actually, it was the second time. I had once seen them when I was a kid in northern Indiana. Actually, it must have been a major storm. In fact, I think there's a Wikipedia pages about that day in 1988 or 89. And but I hadn't seen them since then. And Misheyla's a really good photographer. And really knows how to do the night photography, and so I learned a lot from her going up there and chasing. And it was good to get that new experience from just right out of the gate there, in the first month of knowing each other. So
okay, so when I looked at your store page on your YouTube channel, I saw a pint glass that had the Aurora on it. Was that from that night?
No, that's from last summer. That's actually the Neowise, Comet Neowise, and the Aurora lined up really perfect.
Wow. Very cool.
Last year.
Wow.
I think I'm going to order it.
Yeah, that was a once in a lifetime experience right there. And Comet, I mean, obviously, because Comet Neowise won't be back for another 6,700 years, but just the fact to get a comet on the night that the Aurora happened. In fact, that, we saw that amazing show so early in our relationship. I was like, oh, this must happen all the time, right? And then since then, there's only been like one or two maybe good shows. In fact, there was one the other night that I missed because I was chasing down in Oklahoma.
So Kim, is it like $199? How much are you going to get one for all of us? Or
I
what?
didn't get that far to see how much it was, but I saw it. I was like, ooh, I like my pint glasses, so I might have to get one.
So Aaron, did you do a whole lot of photography while you were chasing, or do you still do a lot of that? Are you seem primarily video, but I guess what's your flavor?
No, I mean, so I started with video. Actually, I started with both with video. I was chasing before I was ever into photography and videography. So I used to chase and not even film anything, right? I was just out there enjoying it and learning it. And then eventually I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I should start capturing some of this stuff and sharing it with the world. And I like to, I wanted to be inspirational, but at the same time, I'm out there trying to be informational as well and making people aware of the weather. And eventually I started getting into cameras and photography, and it started with video first. So I like video primarily just because, with my YouTube channel and Twitter and all that, videos seem to resonate more, I think, with people. They do a little better, at least for like breaking news and whatnot. But I do really love the photography. I would love to be able to just have a camera crew that's following me around and handling all the video stuff. And then I could focus on photography more. But, I really enjoy the shooting the video and just kind of trying to hone those skills over the year, getting better at capturing that story and being a better videographer as well. So I love both, but I would probably say videography is better for what I'm trying to do out there, but I slightly like photography a little bit more.
So tell me a little bit about you. It looks like you've experimented a little bit with 360 video. That's something I've never really seen other than obviously kind of videos from you and others that use it, but I've never seen that really how it works. Fill us in on that a little bit.
Yeah, so I saw kind of I realized a lot of people like the 360 because it helps them learn more about meteorology and weather and what's going on out there than just your normal shot. So you can look around and actually it's like you're in the field, right? And it didn't seem like there's a lot of people doing the 360 stuff out there. So I was, to kind of try and set myself apart to bring something of value that no one else is really doing out there. I started looking into the 360, and so I've been I've owned all the different GoPro 360 models up until now I have the latest one as well. But one of the things I discovered when I started getting into the 360 video, so I strapped this thing to the top of my Subaru, and in fact, I tether it to the Subaru as well, so it's tethered up there because I've lost one in the past from big hail knocking it off in a storm, and they're like, at the time those were like $600-$700 cameras, right? So it kind of sucks to lose one of those. So I started tethering it down, so it's tethered down. And then, I, when I feel like I should kick it on, which is when I think a tornado is imminent, kick the 360 camera on. So that way, when I'm trying to do these webisodes, I'm always capturing something during the event so that I can come back later and tell that story, right? It helps just with that storytelling. And, sometimes it's not the best footage because it's 360 and they're still improving on the technology, but just having any kind of footage captured that maybe you missed. For example, and this, we'll probably talk about it here in a little bit, but there was that Scarth tornado and it captured us going to, doing search and rescue. And that's something obviously we don't want to film during search and rescue because we should be doing search and rescue, not filming, right? But the 360 cameras rolling and captured that stuff. And so I started doing the 360 stuff, getting that out there. And then I discovered there's this ability to do what's called reframe. So you can actually capture a 1080 shot, 1080p, which is the resolution that most broadcasts, like the Weather Channel, for example, is going to broadcast in 1080p. But I realized that I could capture a 1080p shot out of that 360 footage and point it wherever I wanted. So then I started doing these time lapses where I could direct the camera where it's located, and it ends up coming out really amazing. So I've been trying to pump those out lately.
The 360, is that like 4 lenses? How many lenses is that?
No, so when I originally started in 360, I have a really cool 360 video on YouTube where we launched a weather balloon up into a supercell, and this was in 2013. And at that time, it was like 6 GoPros that we had attached to this device that shot in all different directions and captured it. And now they've got it down to where it's just a single. It's slightly bigger than your regular GoPro, and there's a lens on each side that does 180 degrees, and then they automatically stitch that together. Yeah, in 2013, you had to try and stitch this all together yourself, and it was really difficult.
Oh my gosh.
And now you can just all the software handles it all, and it's brilliant. So my goal eventually is I'm trying to build this following of people that enjoy 360, because eventually I want to live stream in 360, and then people can just join in with VR goggles and look around, or even have one in the car as well.
Oh, what a good idea!
Really cool.
So that's kind of on my future to-do list, So.
Well, you can do that now with your 360 videos, correct? Like if you've got the goggles, you can, You
can live stream with it. There's other priorities with when I'm trying to stream and stuff. I don't want to. I imagine the 360 is going to be a big drain on your bandwidth, trying to pump that out, especially in a situation where you're in chaser conversions and the cell signals are really bad. Is even worse, right? So I don't. If we get something like, eventually I'm thinking like I can connect to like Starlink, which is Tesla, Elon Musk's satellite internet.
Sweet.
Then pump this stuff out to the world, right?
So
should you VR while you're driving though?
DVR. What?
No, I won't be VRing, but
I don't think you realize how VR works.
Virtual reality. Come on, man.
He's not gonna do it while he drives, though. People are gonna have the goggles on at home.
Yeah. So my question though is, your current videos that you have posted, can't you watch those with a VR headset now, right?
Oh yeah,
and do that same thing. It's just not live.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I have a whole playlist that's all the 360. So
yeah,
because people show up that they want to look at a tornado in 360 because they just got their VR goggles. So I get a lot of traffic to my YouTube channel.
You totally got to try that. And even if you guys, I encourage you, if nothing else, go get just the cheap, I don't know, you probably find them for $10 in Target or something, where you slide your phone into the viewer. Yeah, and you just and you can just look around with that, and it'll do it.
Google, I think, will sell you one for like $20 or $30 or something like that. That you do that with.
There you go.
I've got to totally try that because my kids have some decent VR goggles they got for Christmas, and now I'm going to try that later. I'm definitely trying this.
A little bit of, actually, I haven't even seen my own videos with VR goggles yet, so it's on my agenda to eventually get it.
We'll let you know.
You got to check out your own material.
Right? So it's a little, I don't have much incentive,
So Misheyla, so are you primarily just DSLR? Do you do any video? What's your flavor?
I try and keep it simple. Aaron's the tech junkie, so I just have my DSLR and my phone. The iPhones are great. They can, time lapse now. They can do slow mo. That's all I need. I've got a variety of different lenses, of course, but other than that, I seem to get overwhelmed with too many things. And I've seen Aaron in motion with all of his gear, and it's kind of mind-boggling because he's got like a workflow. Like he'll go and he'll shoot video, and then he'll set up a time lapse, and then before all that, he's got his 360 cam on, so that's recording the entire thing. So I mean, the guy has a safety net of 100,000 devices, so he's gonna get good footage from at least one of them.
So you got to give us a tip then, and I won't lie, I kind of like the fact that you talked about phones and you're not a DSLR snob.
No, I'm not.
Which I kind of like a little bit, because I'm still struggling to figure that out myself. As Aaron was talking about, I'm a chaser first, and I've been trying to figure out how best to do stuff, but I'm a lazy mother, and so I just sometimes I don't have the time to shoot a DSLR or edit it after the fact. And I am just always amazed by people like you that can shoot and edit and just make some amazing shots. But I need from you 2 tips. 1 tip with your DSLR that you can share with us, pseudo beginners, in some kind of a storm situation. What have you learned that's really helpful? And then I want a phone tip. What's something you've learned you can use your phone with that you just love and you want to share?
We'll start with my phone, I guess. A lot of people don't know that you can like focus lock your phone. So if you hold down, I have an iPhone. So if you hold down on your screen, it'll focus lock. So you like when you zoom in and out, you won't get focusing issues and changes. And it's a huge game changer.
Really?
Yeah. See?
All right, I'm trying this.
Is that on a lot of iPhones? Is there like a certain version that it doesn't go back to? That would be awesome if I could.
I'm not sure. The last 3 or 4 iPhones I've had have all been able to do it. So try it out and see. And then as far as DSLR, oh my God, there's so many little things that you can do, but I like to shoot wide to capture, a large area. So then if I screw that up, I can like crop it so that it looks better. I've got a little bit of my own safety net as far as photography goes. I know how to, I've blown out my highlights because I'm rushing, but I can fix that in post-processing. So just being familiar with your camera. Also, if you shoot at night, you need to be able to know where your buttons and your settings are in the dark, because if you turn your phone on or a flashlight, it kind of wrecks your vision for, the northern lights or whatever you're shooting. So I'm just able to use my camera in the dark without really looking at it, which really helps when you're storm chasing, because it's quick and easy, and you can just kind of adjust settings on the fly. And I guess another one would be just knowing like where to start with your camera, what settings are like the base, and where can you kind of safely shoot a number of different things and be able to edit it and not have it look like garbage.
So go ahead, Kim.
I was going to say, Misheyla, this is an amateur question here, but maybe you can help me with this.
Sure.
Is it better to take the picture and then later zoom in if you want and then crop it and print it? Or is it better to zoom in immediately and then print it? I mean, is there a quality difference if you do it one way or the other?
Yeah, generally when you're cropping in, and Aaron's better with like the pixels and the resolution specs than I am, but generally if you're cropping in on a photo, you're losing some of the resolution. In it, I shoot with a prime lens, which you can't zoom in and out with. I have both, but I primarily use my prime lens. So basically, I look like an idiot because I'm running around a lot and squatting. I've been lying on the ground before. I've jumped on top of a vehicle before just to get that vantage point that I'm looking at with a lens that doesn't zoom in at all. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I would add to that you always want to try and shoot, what your final picture looks like. You want to try and capture with the camera itself and not crop in, and only using cropping as a last resort to try and, better compose that shot, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yes, it does. Thank you. Thank you.
So Aaron and Misheyla, I think a question that I had was, so say like the morning of a chase, how do you guys determine, what happens if there's a disagreement between the location you're going to go to? How do you guys settle that?
I pick the target because I'm better at it.
We know who answers that. Come on.
There you go. There you go. Right answer, right, Aaron? Right answer.
I just try to hint that maybe we should adjust, but it's okay if we don't adjust as well.
You're so pretty.
Brady's not married. He doesn't know.
Not yet. Working on it.
Yeah.
So you got to try and suggest things, right? So
I'm looking behind you. You have like 64 miles of string, it looks like, behind you. What is that?
Oh yeah, in my spare time I like to crochet and make a little. I'm just kidding. I'm at my sister's house right now.
Oh,
right. Leave it to Maz to talk about something in someone's background. He's always good for that question, right?
Every couple of weeks I slip down to the States to try and make some crafts here.
Yeah, but I think before you got on, Maz, we were talking about his candles back there as well. But
I thought they were candles, but it's macrame.
Oh, it all is? Okay.
Oh my god!
It did look like candles. I thought it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I think on that note, it's time for our first break, and we'll be right back with more from Aaron and Misheyla.
I tried to help get you to the commercial there, Phil.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good segue.
Is this the part where we
Sort
get
of.
more drinks and?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need a refill, now's the time to get a refill.
What are you guys drinking?
Yeah, you guys should see this. So it's so I'm a big craft beer drinker, but I'm not a big craft beer drinker. I have a craft beer maybe like once or twice a month. But when I have a beer, I like to get a craft beer, a really good beer. So I'm in Colorado right now, and I usually like to get this Upslope. It's called Upslope Brewery, so it's kind of get into weather, right? But so this one is Wibby IPL, not IPA, IPL. So it's a IPA styled lager.
Lager,
So
wow.
wow.
India Pale Lager.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
So I prefer
Well, that's gotta
lagers,
be-
and I don't really like IPAs. I used to like IPAs a little bit more, but I don't really drink them anymore. But then I saw this. I'm like, okay, an IPA, but that's not an IPA. It's an IPL. This is interesting. I gotta try this out. So.
Well, what do you think?
Kim, close
What's
your ears. Kim.
Good.
I know.
It's
I'm
good.
horrified.
So it's a little bit. It's a little smoother, like a lager, not quite as potent as IPA. is
Not
an
hoppy.
ale, but still has that hoppy flavor to it. So.
Oh.
Has a
So I'm
malty
thinking like
kind of.
maybe one of the problems with IPAs is I think they're worse for a hangover, make you not feel very well afterwards. And this is a little lighter on that end of things. And
And Misheyla, what did you hold up there?
It's a big old glass of vodka.
There you go.
I'm
Pretty
kidding.
good for hangovers, right?
No.
It's pure water.
You're pulling a Brady. You're pulling
Oh,
a Brady.
come on.
I was like, damn, I like Misheyla a lot. She's drinking too.
No, you're redeeming yourself,
She's not
Brady. You've
drinking
gotten
moonshine.
a lot
Thank
better.
you. Thank
Kim, this is for you.
Let me see what you got there. Rockin' the Rhine.
you.
I love it.
Over the Rhine,
You got it.
It's from
yeah.
Fretboard Brewing Company, and it's their Oktoberfest.
All
Where's
right.
Fred?
Nice.
All right. You lost
It's
me at
in
lager,
Blue
though.
Ash. Blue Ash.
Really? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I used to live there.
Very cool.
Oh, I know.
All right. So, hey, I want to they were on earlier, but I want to introduce Misheyla, and Aaron's getting another beer, but a couple good friends of ours. We've got we call them our VIPs, but they've kind of become part of our team. But Angela and Dan, do you guys have questions? Any questions for Misheyla? Aaron, when he comes back, is one of your shots.
So I guess what would be like your most memorable chase together? So I guess you get to lead this one.
Scarth.
Oh, wow.
So Scarth, Manitoba. Crazy Canadian tornado. I still have trouble wrapping my brain around that chase and what we saw and what transpired and just the whole process, the aftermath, the search and rescue. Lives were lost in that tornado. It was huge news and it was a huge event. It's there's a lot of very small communities around this area. It's only an hour from where we live in Manitoba. So, and I was 9 months pregnant at the time. And I don't know how I didn't give birth like on the side of the road after that.
So,
I didn't.
So Misheyla, I'm going to have you hold on your story because that is definitely something I want to talk about on the
I'm
next
like,
show.
pregnant. We got to talk about this.
So,
Yeah.
So Angela, here's what I'm going to do. Coming out of break, I will just quick introduce you, and you can ask that same question, and we'll kind of get started talking about that. How's that sound?
Okay.
Cool.
Dan, you snooze, you lose, man.
Because it was just obviously a story I wanted to bring up, and I think a very important story, and certainly good parts of that story, not so good parts of the story, of course, but a good story nonetheless. I think that also has to always be told in the chaser community. That's kind of what comes with it, right? Is you have to kind of be aware of that and just know that happens too. And I think it also helps people understand, especially the chaser community, that it's not always, tornado, that it sometimes it means the bad part of what happens there and what kind of destruction that can do. And but I'm certainly so glad you guys were there, and that's why I want to hear that story, and that you at least were, you were able to be present and all that stuff. So anyway, sorry I didn't want to ruin your question there, Angela, but
You're fine.
It was a good one that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Dan, you got anything for these guys?
I'll go ahead and catch it on the next break.
Okay. I figured you'd want to ask Aaron about adding a 360 to your drone or something like that, dropping that.
Ooh, yeah.
Well,
Dan's a big drone guy, man. He's been flying drones now for a while, but doing some cool stuff. But if I had one, I would always be asking those questions too.
Dan, how do you get a drone out of a tree? That's what I want to know.
You don't put it in a tree. That's
You don't
Chainsaw.
I may have gotten a friend's drone stuck in a tree the other week and still can't get it down.
Speaking of drones, I had to abandon my drone back in Dixie Alley in the spring because I was in the path of was it Centerville, an EF4 tornado that came through in Alabama, and the drone captured that. So drones are pretty badass, especially in Dixie Alley. So I actually, when I chased that tornado, I had stopped a little about mile and a half further north of where I intercepted it at, and I had the drone up, and I was like, oh crap, I need to adjust a little bit more south, and brought the drone down, dropped south, put it back up, and watched that wedge just, it was rain wrath, but you could tell there was a wedge in there. And then afterwards, I was able to edit the footage, drop the highlights, bring up the shadows, and you can just see that monster. It's all wrath.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you just pop that drone up anywhere? Like, is it just, or is there like restricted areas, or I have
Yeah,
no
so
idea.
I have what's called the Before You Fly app. It's created by a company called Kitty Hawk. It was outsourced by the FAA. And it tracks. It's just like Google Maps in there, but it tells you where if you're in a restricted flight zone or not. And then also within that app, if you are in a restricted flight zone. So for chasing Hurricane Ida just recently, I was in Houma, Louisiana, and Houma, Louisiana had flight restrictions. They didn't have flight restrictions, but there's an airport or something near there.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a classified airspace that is not allowed for drone flight. But within that app, I can say, hey, I want to fly in this zone at this amount of feet, and I can get an automatic authorization now these days. So
nice.
Yeah, before, like when drones first came around, it was real difficult. Like you had to reach out to FAA, talk to like air traffic control at a tower nearby, and all this stuff. And now it's all automated because even if you're a couple of miles from an airport, if you're only flying 100 feet up, no jets are coming in at 100. No planes are coming in at 100 feet over Houma, Louisiana. So, as an example.
Is that a paid? Do you have to pay for that app? Is it?
No, it's all free. It's all available.
Nice.
So I do have my Part 107, my drone pilot's license, and so then you put that information in there. So then when I do request a waiver or whatever, they know who it's coming from and where it's And every 2 years I have to renew that thing. So.
Okay.
Renew the Part 107 to be clear.
Mm-hmm. All right. I see Josh. Josh has joined us in the chat. So, Josh, hopefully your kid won his baseball game.
I was going to say the same thing.
His or her baseball game. Yeah. Hope so. But cool. Glad you made it. So here's what we'll do. We will come out of break. I'm going to quick introduce Angela. Angela, you can ask that same question, and because I want to hear a little bit more about Scarf. Was it Verdon or Scarf?
It was Verdon, which was the largest town in the vicinity, but it was closer to
Scarf is a smaller town. Got it. Okay. But yeah, so Angela, I'll just let you ask that question, and then I'll just probably have MJ put you back in the green room, put you back in the corner, right? That sounds so funny, but and then we'll do that. We'll do some more questions and have you guys kind of hit that story until maybe 10 till, so maybe for another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll play lightning rounds. So when you hear that sound, it's time to play our lightning round game. We will play that, and then we will go to our second break. Okay. Aaron, Misheyla, you're doing great. Any questions? You guys good?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Aaron, you got a refill, I hope.
Wow, yeah, you got a fresh one here.
Got it.
Boom.
Misheyla, is that your first or second glass of vodka?
Second. All right. Okay, here we go. We're coming back in 3, 2. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are here with our storm chasing couple from Canada. Aaron's actually in Colorado tonight, but Aaron and Misheyla. And one of our Patreon VIPs, Angela, had an outstanding question that I kind of wanted her to start us with out of break. Angela?
All right, as a team, what is your most memorable chase?
Okay, so Aaron, are you going to let me talk a little, or?
Wow.
Just wait till you're married.
Just you tell me when you want me to jump in, and I'll try really hard not to jump in.
Smart man.
see an opportunity to jump in and I can't resist, I might have to, but.
Okay, sounds good. So it was Scarth, Manitoba, or I guess Virden, Manitoba. Crazy, insane experience. I was saying that I still have a hard time wrapping my brain around that day and what we saw and what transpired, and just the start of the day. I remember the whole day very vividly, even just what we grabbed to eat before and what we were doing before we decided to move into the storm. And it was a beautiful day, but it was bittersweet because there were two young people that were lost that day. And, Aaron and I happened upon this scene of destruction after watching, the tornado pass over a farm. And, that hits you pretty hard when you're watching that happen. And, there's nothing you can do at the moment. You have to wait. Until it's safe for you, obviously, to go and help. And so that's what we did. We waited and we went to help. And I was 9 months pregnant, but I was kind of, that didn't matter at the time. I was able to waddle my way across the road. And I remember Aaron grabbing me by the waist and moving me away from down power lines because I was just focused on helping as much as I could. So, I didn't give birth. I waited one day. I think it was 2 days. Well, 1 day, I guess, after to have our son Jet. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. I had to cross my legs a little bit because the adrenaline was going and the emotions were going, and it was pretty crazy. So
9 months, it blows my mind.
I can't imagine.
It's wild.
It blows my mind.
Oh my gosh.
I was really large at that time, and I was just over it. And I wasn't even I didn't even really want to go chasing. It was hot as shit. And I was I just want to stay home. And no. So we went, and I'm glad we did. I'm glad we went. Even looking at the models that day, I wasn't that excited about it. I don't know if it was just because I was super grumpy and tired of being pregnant, but I wasn't that excited to go out that day. So yeah.
So is Jet's middle name Fujita, or?
It should
Wow.
be. It should be.
Can we have a two drum and a cymbal sound effect for when Mass has those one-liners? That would be
very
great.
much.
They're great. We're kind of on dad joke level, but
wow, we're seeing it right
It
now.
just
Look
blows
at
my
that.
mind. So you waited a day after that to have your baby?
yeah.
That's serious. You held that baby in. Good job.
I clenched, I crossed my legs. Maybe peed a little bit. I think I did. Yeah, it was an intense moment. And I mean, if you're ever trying to go into labor, just go storm chasing. What happened?
So give me a little bit of an idea. Was there anybody? I mean, were you guys pretty much the only ones on that storm in that spot, in that location?
No, there were 5 other chasers who mostly live in Manitoba, and then Sean Chauffeur was there as well. But yeah, there was only 7 of us all together, and that's kind of what it's like on Manitoba chases. There's no big convergences, there's no crazy congestion, there's no sometimes you don't even see the other chasers if you're on a different range road. It's very, very different than what I see, down in in Texas or in Dixie or any of those other places. It's pretty quiet up here, and it's really nice, I gotta say.
So what was the point? And Aaron, certainly you can jump in on this too. But what was the point during that tornado when you emotionally all of a sudden made that switch from just obviously observing the wonder and the amazement of the weather and the tornado, and to all of a sudden realizing that it's not about that right now? What happened? When did that switch happen for you guys?
Yeah, so for me, it happened. So if you watch, I only during that event, I usually tweet a lot during these events, like what's happening, right? And during that event, I tweeted once before the tornado had touched down that it looked like tornado was imminent. It wasn't even tornado warning at that point. Tornado warnings came out. We adjusted the positions. There's 15 minutes now between the time that I tweet out that looks like tornado is imminent. Maybe it was about 17 minutes. Tornado is imminent to the point to where the tornado has moved away from the farm. So that was about 17 minutes or so. It was the point for me was, so I was watched it go through the farm. And so obviously at that point, I'm like, this is not good. This, potentially someone got hit at the farm, right? So in the back of my mind, it's we need to get to the farm at some point, right? This scene right here, this is me in the field right here. This you're watching right now. This is the point where if you watch this tweet, I even say the tornado has just passed through. It hit a farm. As soon as the tornado clears, we're going to go back to the farm. So I shoot this shot right here. Immediately, I hit stop on the recording. I run back to the car. As I run back to the car, I'm actually tweeting this video out because I'm trying to warn additional people downstream of the tornado. And we get in the car, turn around, and we went right back to the house at that point. So it was right before this point, as it hit the bar, it hit the farm. At that point though, we didn't know if anyone got hit. It was like, okay, maybe someone got hit. So we race to the farm and we get there, and then I definitely knew there was a problem when we saw the SUV on the left side of the vehicle was upside down in the ditch. I was like, oh crap. My hope was it was just a car that was left parked at the farm because it was such a visible tornado. I was like, there's no way someone got hit by this thing, right? This had to have been a car that was parked at the farm and no one's in this vehicle. And we get out of the car, we run to the vehicle. And I'm like, oh crap, there's someone in the vehicle. And immediately Misheyla calls 911. She was, I was like, my first thought was, how do I help this guy? I'm going to try and help him. And Misheyla's first thought, I think was call 911, which was perfect. That we both had separate thoughts that were, trying to accomplish the same thing. Let's help this guy out. That's in this SUV. But also, so as we had pulled up, I had noticed the white truck that was out in the field off to the right, which is actually the vehicle that had the kids that were in it that were killed by this tornado. And in the corner of in the side of my, on my, I'd seen that in the back of my mind. I'm like, hopefully that's also not a vehicle. Because again, how did anyone get hit by this thing? It's such a visible tornado. Surely someone didn't drive into it. But if you're not trained to see these things, like people panic, right? They don't know what to do. And when you're out here in the Canadian prairies, it's just wide open, right? Wide open fields. And this farm was seemed like probably a safe haven to these people. It was trees and they felt protected in their natural human instinct is I'm going to surround myself with trees and buildings. And that's my safety net, right? Obviously in a tornado, that's the worst case scenario because that's what really does the damage is, flying debris. Obviously, and in a tornado this strong, the vehicle got thrown and that's what, what ended up probably likely killing the kids in the vehicle. But when we saw the vehicle off to the, and I saw it off to the side, it's kind of circle back around. I didn't think anyone would actually have been in that vehicle. And in fact, some other people showed up behind us and they ran out and checked it. And I asked them if there was anyone there. They said they didn't find anyone. So I'm like, oh, thank God there was no one in that vehicle. And then the police showed up after that. And they did a walk through the field. And that's when they actually found the kids. And it wasn't until later that we had actually left the scene to kind of get out of the way because all the EMT, all the, the fire department, all that had shown up. So I was like, okay, let's get out of here because we're not doing there's nothing we can do right now. And then we had heard that there was a helicopter, life evacuation helicopter coming in, and we knew that was bad. So then it was, it went from, oh my God, we saw this, exhilarating thing to, oh my God, we found someone and needs help, but he's alive, thankfully. And then we find out that these kids had been killed or potentially killed. And then it was just, it was worst case scenario. It was really terrible.
Were they chasing or were they just in the wrong spot at the wrong time?
So I've looked at I was trying to figure that out because I was like, how could I scoured through my video, my 360 video. I'm like, where did they come from? Because I was like, is there something I could have done to stop them from driving into it? Right. And I never had seen them. So they had to have come from the north. So we originally had started to the north of the farm and then moved ourselves to the south. And when I passed, so I watched my 360 video. When we passed that farm, there's no one at the farm. And then so the guy that was in the red SUV that got hit, he pulled in first because in his account of the story, he saw the kids pull in behind him in the same farm field, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared in like the debris cloud, and the car, and then he started getting thrown through. What I think helped him and saved him is that he rolled and got thrown, but got wedged down into the ditch that was right there along the road, and so he didn't continue to get flung by the tornado. And he got lucky because of that. I think the kids didn't have that luck, and they were thrown by the tornado a great distance. So.
Misheyla, what was it for you? Obviously, Aaron talked about, your thoughts, call 911, but kind of when was that transition that you remember for you going from, watching the awe of the tornado to kind of safety, call 911 mode?
I think same as Aaron, when I started actually seeing the destruction, I mean, you could see the tornado going towards the farm, and of course you're just like, oh, it's going to miss it, it's going to continue on to the north or south of the farm, and it's going to be okay. And then it's almost like the tornado expanded and got stronger right as it passed over the farm, and then of course it's sucking up and throwing debris everywhere, and it's just this it was like a cinematic experience. It didn't even look real. Obviously that tornado, has been called fake because it looked so perfect. So to see something so beautiful just destroying this farm, it was just a barrage of emotions. It was beauty, and I was in awe, but I was also like, holy shit, people could be in trouble. This is terrifying. What can we do to help? I could hear Aaron, talking, doing his report in the field, and then I start to cry. And you can hear me on my video say, oh my God, I'm crying. And then right after that, we pulled up, and the tornado was roping out to our right, beautiful rainbow. And so then we just, went into action and called 911, and the gentleman in the vehicle was, yelling for help and honking his horn. And so, you can only do so much when there's down power lines everywhere. You're trying to be as safe as you can as well. But so just trying to help and kind of direct the EMS and telling them what had happened. And then, like Aaron said, we left just to give everyone space, because at that time there was a lot of police and firefighters there.
I just want to say on more of like the meteorological, and we talked a lot about the bad part of it, but the storm was from meteorological perspective, was a very interesting storm. It fired up on the flanking line of this other dying supercell. I was watching these towers as we drove up to it, multiple updrafts firing and just feeding into it. I'm like, okay, there's these cell mergers going on. And we were watching this storm starting to merge. I'm like, okay, this storm's, I think when this updraft merges into the dying storm, we're going to get a really good storm, or maybe a tornado, right? And it was the storm itself was maybe 10 minutes of it firing up and starting to rotate, and then at funnel cloud, tornado, and then over, and like total time of that storm's life was maybe 20-25 minutes, because as Misheyla said, as we pulled up to the farm, it's roping off, and it was done at that point. It wasn't cyclical. The storm didn't continue on and continue to produce another hook and another tornado. It completely dissipated. The storm, the tornado, all of it gone at that point. So it was a very, and it was, people watch the video and remark about, it was just blue sky. And if you were looking the opposite direction of the tornado, you'd have no clue there was a tornado behind you, other than hearing the roar that we were able to hear. But
has anything for either one of you after that storm, that tornado, and even a little bit of the aftermath, anything changed with how you chase now, or have you realized you're doing something a little bit different because of your overall experience with that whole storm?
Geez, I mean, I don't think, for me, it was, I hadn't been in that situation before, I guess I should say, where I actually, so I've been around tornadoes that had caused deaths, like I was by the Canton, Texas tornado, EF4, for example. There was a death in that, but I wasn't. There was tons of chasers around there. I wasn't right next to the tornado. I didn't have this like connection to any of the victims, right? This was the first tornado where I had a victim, I had a connection to one of the victims. I was talking to the guy that was in the vehicle and trying to talk him through it. And so it was actually, it was a unique, I guess you should say, a learning experience for me of how I can better, and in this situation again, if it happens again, how I can handle the situation better and what to expect. And, I guess that's a silver lining for me, is that now that I've experienced, I feel like I can be better at helping and in that situation in the future. So
how about you, Misheyla?
I think honestly, it was like a pretty perfect chase. I don't think that, Aaron's a pro. He, I couldn't find a flaw in anything that he did. He sprang into action right away. We both didn't even say we're going to call the chase. We just called the chase. We both jumped out to help. And then afterwards we helped each other. We talked about it. We went back this year to where it happened, and we just supported each other through that. And I don't know what else we could have done or what we could have done better. So I have no regrets, and I don't think I would have changed anything about that chase, honestly.
I have questioned myself multiple times since it, like how could I have actually helped these kids out, right? Like I said, I watched the video a lot, like where did they come from, what could I have done, possibly could I have done anything? And I just don't think there's anything I could have done. It was the only thing I could do is continue to try and inform and make people aware of what do these things look, what do these tornadoes look like, what can they do? If you're in a tornado warning, seeking shelter in your vehicle amongst a bunch of trees in a house isn't the best thing to do, right? If they would have kept driving, another 100 yards, they would have been fine, right? So it crushes me that I wish I would have stopped at the damn farm and been there when they tried to pull in. I would have been like, no, keep going, And so that's, I don't even know why I bring that up, but that's something that's really stuck with me. So
I think all that stuff, Brady, before you get to your last question, I think all that stuff shapes us, right? And in life in general, whether it's just chasing and you have an experience like that, or something in life and you have an experience. And Aaron, you talked about it's just learning, right? There's learning experiences. Doesn't mean you would do anything different, but it certainly sometimes changes your philosophy on things. And of course, a lot of good comes out of things like that, where you were able to be there right away for someone that did need help right away. And it also educates other people, right? When there are experiences like that and stories like that you guys share, and others can hear that, it just helps educate and helps teach others too. So I think there's a lot of good that obviously comes out of that, but an amazing experience, right? Just an amazing experience all around from everything that is learned and everything that you saw and were able to help do. So, Brady, you had one more question. I'll let you fire away.
Yeah, not only that, guys, too, but I feel like the fact you guys sprung into action so quickly says everything we need to know, and I know you always could have looked back like, what could I have done? But you did do something, and you did spring to action quickly. So that's something that, you guys should always remember, right? And you guys did do the right thing. But one question I think I have a little bit, to lighten the mood a little, is, so I'm a single guy, right? And I'm wondering, have you ever
Where's
been
this
able
going?
Have you ever been able to do like a storm chase date night? Has that ever worked? Like, would that be a tactic I could use?
That's pretty much all our dates are now.
Brady, you got to storm chase first, and then you can maybe consider that.
There you go.
I like that idea, Brady.
So how does that usually go? Do you usually like, hey, we're going storm chasing tonight, date night, like we're gonna go, see a tornado and then go get a nice dinner after, or how does that work?
Yeah, it does. And our first date was actually our first meeting / date was actually a storm chase in Saskatchewan. And I remember Aaron saying after, like, I don't even know what that storm looked like half the time. I don't even know. And then our second date, we went to bloody North Dakota, and we chased another storm, another tornado warning storm down there. And then we shot photos of abandoned vehicles and found a creepy house. And then I think we went out for dinner after that, didn't we? At some restaurant.
Yeah, and I just want to say that North Dakota chase is my storm chasing skills are is what sealed the deal that day. So
Wow.
Sealed the deal.
Wow.
And
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes. All right.
ladies, you can find Brady on Tinder.
Bumble. Tinder's too.
So I'd have to imagine, guys, your babysitter knows like to keep an eye out for high risk or something like that. That's when the call's going to come. Hey, that is the sound. It is time for our lightning round. This is our game show of flashy and brilliant questions we play with our guests. We always invite everybody to play along with us as well. We got another good classic tonight. So I figured since we had an engaged couple here tonight, we would pull out the Family Feud Late Night Edition.
Nice.
So a little Family Feud Late Night Edition. And here's how we're going to set this up. I'm going to have Misheyla and Aaron. You guys are one family. And then our freaks, you guys are the other family. And so we're going to play it just like Family Feud. 3 strikes and you're done, and we go to the other team, and if they can pick one of the remaining answers, they win. If they don't, then the team that chose to take it wins. So that's how we'll do it, and we're going to start this with and what I'll do is I'll give each Aaron or Misheyla and the freaks, I'll give you guys each one response to the question. The top 6 answers here are on the board. Name something couples always do together. Name something couples always do together. So, Aaron, I'm going to start with you first. Whoever gets the highest pick between you and the freaks can choose to keep it or pass it on.
Okay, I'm going to go with sleep.
Sleep? That is number 1. Sleep was number 1
Nice.
on the board. Okay, so you automatically, you and Misheyla can keep this topic. Right, and as long as if you get all the other 5 before you get 3 strikes, you win it. Otherwise, if you want to pass it on to the freaks, you can do that, but you can always steal at the end. So what would you like to do?
I think we should keep. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we should.
They're keeping it. All right, Misheyla, then you're up. We got sleep as number 1 on the board. We have 5 more.
Watch TV.
Watch TV.
What?
That is not on there.
I would have said that too. I would have said that too.
Watch TV. So first strike. All right, Aaron.
Eat.
That's number 3.
Okay.
Number 3 on the board. So 1 and 3 are gone. 2, 4, 5, and 6, Misheyla. Remember, this is late night edition.
Fornicate.
Sex is number 2 on the board. You get that one.
Wow.
1, 2, and 3. All right, Aaron, you got 3 more. 1 strike.
Shop.
Shop is not on there.
Yeah, I don't want to shop.
2 strikes. All right, Misheyla.
Raise children.
Raise children. Something couples always do together. That is incorrect. So that's 3 strikes. So, freaks, I'm going to go over to you. MJ, you can be the captain of the group.
Yeah.
There's 3 more on the board. Name something couples always do together.
What do y'all say? I'm the captain.
Argue.
Argue.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
I'll stick
one.
with that.
Kim
All
watches Family Feud.
We'll go with argue.
Argue. Argue. So, freaks.
Nice.
Freaks got that one. Freaks got that one. All right, here we go. We got our second one.
All right.
And I'm going to start again. Misheyla, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Okay.
Name something men usually think they're better at than they really are. Sports. Sports. That is top 5 on the board. That's number 5. So that's number 5. All right. So MJ, I'm going to go to you. There's still top 4 on the board. Name something men usually think they're better at than they really are.
Driving.
That is number 3. All right. So two of the 5 are gone. MJ, do you want to keep it or are you going to pass it?
Ooh, what do you think, folks? Pass it.
Keep it.
Pass it.
Come on.
Pass
it. Okay, well,
We're passing.
All right,
Give
we're
him a shot.
passing it. So, Aaron,
Give him a
what do we got? Number 3 and 5 are gone. So 1, 2, and 4 still on the board. Something men usually think they're better at than they really are.
Fixing things.
Fixing things. Number 2. Number 2 on the board. So 1 and 4, Misheyla, still on the board. Something men are usually think they're better at than they really are.
Probably gonna say fornicating again.
That is number 1 on the board, men.
Aaron, pay attention to her answers.
Men. There you go. All right.
Kind of resonate. Kind of.
Aaron, number 4 is still on the board. Something men think they're better at than they really are.
Cleaning.
That's a good one too.
Cleaning, not on there. We're close. We're close
Freaks
though.
be
Misheyla?
thinking.
Flirting.
That's a good one.
Flirting. Nope, not on the board.
That's a good one.
Number 4 is still waiting there for you. Cleaning and what, Aaron?
Cooking.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah. That's...
So, all right, so good. So you guys got that one. So we got here's the tiebreaker. Tiebreaker, Aaron, we're back to you. Say a word or phrase with the word screw in it. Say a word or phrase with the word screw in it.
Screw you.
Yeah.
Screw you. That is number 2 on the board. Maz, I'm going to go to you if you can get the number 1.
Cork.
Cork. Screw. Cork. That is number 4, but
Why were
that
you
is
all
not
like,
the top.
what?
So, Aaron, you guys can choose to keep this or pass it. There's 6 total answers. 2 are already taken.
We should pass it.
Yeah, this one sucks.
All right, passing that one. Dina, I'm going to you. Say a word or phrase with the word screw in it.
Screw in a light bulb.
Ooh.
Screw in a light bulb. Not up there.
Oh.
All right, Kim.
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver. Number 1.
Thank you.
So you got 1, 2, and 4, which leaves us 3, 5, and 6, Brady. A word or phrase with the word screw in it.
Screw your neighbor?
Wow.
Jeez, wow, is right.
No, that's a card game. That's a card game.
Oh, okay.
Neighbor.
Hey, Mrs. Robinson.
No, man. Screw your neighbor.
All right, MJ, we're back up to you. 3, 5, and 6. Word or phrase with screw.
Screw up.
Screw up. Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Wow. Not in there. All right,
Oh,
Aaron
no.
and Misheyla, you guys can steal it if you can figure out 3, 4, or 5. Screw.
Are we allowed to talk about it? What we want?
Yeah, yep. Aaron, I'll have you be the captain so you can give me the final answer.
Okay, what do you think, Michelle? I have some ideas, but what do you think?
You or they have a screw loose.
Oh,
I
that's
was
a good
thinking
one.
to kind of plan that. I was kind of thinking maybe I'm or / you're screwed.
I was thinking that too.
But also besides that one, I also had screwball.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't know. That doesn't seem as common. I like the first
Also
two.
screwed quite a bit, so I think we should go with that maybe.
All right.
Okay, can I say I'm / you're screwed?
You can say whatever you want.
Just don't say I'm screwed.
You're screwed. Okay. Here's what I will tell you. Screw loose was number 5. Screwball was number 6. And number 3 was screw it. So you're screwed. That was not on there. So the freaks. The freaks take the screwed question.
Twister, loser.
The screw question.
Yeah, the screwball was a good one. I didn't think of that until she said it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, great job, Aaron, Misheyla. You guys rocked. Do us all a favor, Aaron. I'll start with you. How and where can our listeners find you and your content online?
So I'm all over the place. So I will say that in the moment when I'm in the chase, I'm really active on Twitter, and I'm also live streaming to YouTube and Facebook. After the chase, I like to do a little bit more like some raw video to YouTube and Facebook. And then occasionally I do what I call these webisodes. I just recently did a webisode for Hurricane Ida, where I kind of tell a story, a little bit more of a cinematic thing. on YouTube and Facebook as well. So
cool. Misheyla, how about you?
Nobody wants to follow me when it's not.
Oh, that's BS.
Get out of here.
Your photos
are beautiful.
If you don't tell us about your Instagram, I'm gonna tell everybody. So you may as well.
I only have snarky things to say when it's not storm season, but I have Twitter, just my name, really original. Instagram, I have like 5 Instagram accounts, but my main one is my name again, and I don't have anything cool on Facebook. It's just like my aunt Marge and like those kinds of people. So.
I have an Aunt Marge as well. She's also on Facebook.
Hey.
Everybody's got an Aunt Marge, I think.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, hey, it is always storm season, guys, and at helicity.co/SFF, they've got a huge selection of weather and hurricane-themed T-shirts and merchandise, including Stormfront Freaks shirts, beverage containers, and stickers. You just got to go to the exclusive site, helicity.co/SFF. And when you do that, you're going to earn 5% off your entire order. And while you're there, click on the Brands tab, and you're going to find all your Stormfront Freak favorites at helicity.co/SFF. So it's time for our final break, but we've got to keep things rolling. When we get back, you're going to be surprised with our the weather friends that really sounded like they maybe had too many sips on our wasted weather clips. So you got to come back for that. We'll got all that coming right up. Stay tuned. Couldn't get that out.
You did fine.
Skipping all over that. Cool. All right. So, Misheyla, Aaron, 2 things. Number 1, if you want to stick around for about 10, 15 more minutes and we go through the last segment of the show, and you can now be a co-host and kind of comment from the peanut gallery as we finish up some fun segments. Or you guys can go too if you got to go. I get it and I understand. I appreciate your time. But before you make that decision, if you guys can do a sound plug for us, and Misheyla, you can start, say hi to Storm Chaser, photographer, Misheyla Iwasiuk. And then Aaron, you can jump in and say, and Aaron Jayjack, and you're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. So Misheyla, you can start it. Aaron, you can jump in and then finish it.
Misheyla, feel free to say your name the right way, though. Just
exactly, please.
Butchering it, like
did I butcher it?
No.
Am I really bad?
No,
you can give me shit. That's okay.
You're doing a great job.
I can take it,
I've
Misheyla.
been told a lot worse than that, Phil. So you're fine.
You know, listen to this fucking shit. Okay, so I looked and I tried to research as much as I could without asking you how to pronounce your last name, and I looked for video clips, or maybe Aaron was talking about it or something. I couldn't find crap, so I Googled how to pronounce it, and that's what Google told me. That's how you pronounce it. So blame Google. Don't blame me on that crap.
Yeah, I just want to say that one of the first things Misheyla asked me when we first started talking is how her name was pronounced, and I think I nailed it, didn't I, Misheyla?
Nailed it. Bang on.
Wow.
There you go.
Woo!
That's why you're engaged with him and not me. So, all right. So does that make sense? Misheyla, you can start it. Introduce yourself, and then Aaron, you come in and say, "And Aaron Jayjack," and you're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Okay. This is Misheyla Iwasiuk, storm chaser and photographer.
And this is Aaron Jayjack coming at you from the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Sweet.
Oh,
nice. A little improvision there, too. I like it.
Nice.
That was great.
Coming at you. I liked it.
Coming at you. Cool. All right. So you guys, before do you want to stick around, or do you need to head out?
I have no
I'll
life.
stick around.
Cool. Then I wanted Dan wanted to he coin flip. He deferred to the second half. So Dan, you had a question for these guys?
Lay it on us.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious, Aaron, what's your camera setup look like on your car?
Yeah, so when I'm chasing now, I've got 3 phones. So I've got one phone streaming live to YouTube, one phone streaming live to Facebook. I prioritize YouTube. I have a third phone that I use for navigation and radar. So that's all the phones. So then, and I will say that a lot of all the stuff that I mostly post to Twitter, especially when I'm in the field. When I'm in the field, it's all 100% phone footage that I'm posting to Twitter. And then I have a dash cam now that I'm running. It's a Sony 4K AX100. that I have piped through a live view unit. That then my radar takes that feed and uses it in their app and their social media. And then I will strap the 360 camera to the roof of the Subaru, tethered to the roof. And then I'll stick a regular GoPro to the front of the Subaru, pointed out to get that wide time-lapse shot. So like in April, I was chasing the Lockett tornado, and I was so jacked up by the tornado, how beautiful it was, and I was shooting it, that I missed a good part of the tornado. But the dash cam captured it all. So again, like I said, I have a lot of cameras going, so I captured it all, right?
So Dan, if you caught that, he does have a strap on.
Yeah, I do use
And
a
he's
strap
got
on
an
in the field.
expensive phone bill.
A lot of cameras.
And then I use a Fuji. I have a Fuji X-T2 that I use for my still time lapse shots. I hook up to a tripod, mostly for night photography, but occasionally I will break it out during the day. And then I have a Fuji X-T4 that I use for handheld in the field, still shots and video as well. And then I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Aaron, when you're chasing, which phone should we call you on?
Well, I only know the number to one of the 3 phones. So
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's been like, so I've always been like, my background is organization, and so I originally started school for meteorology. I went to Purdue University. I was accepted into the meteorology program there, and they kind of weeded me out. They tricked me and they talked me out of being a meteorologist. They told me that I'd make like 15 grand a year for the first 20 years. So I was like, screw this, I'm out of here, right? I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and I didn't understand at that point. You know, I'm a very passionate person now, and passion is very important to me. And at that point, at that time of my life, money was more important. And so I changed degrees. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna do something that's a little bit more broad. I was into video games, so I got a degree in organizational leadership and supervision, and a minor in computer technology, because I had seen that computer engineers are really bad at being leaders and kind of organizing themselves. So I was like, well, I'll kind of target this niche. And at the same time, on the side, I chased storms as well. And so I did that for a while, and I made video games for Electronic Arts. So like, they make Madden and stuff like that. But I did MMOs. I worked on Ultima Online and Star Wars: The Old Republic. I also worked for a company called NCSoft doing these video games, right? And I loved that, and that was great. And I learned all these tech skills, but at the same time, I felt dead inside being in a cubicle, and I wanted to be out chasing all the time. And so eventually, it kind of just merged into that. So,
dang, Star Wars: Old Republic was badass. I love that game.
Which one?
Star Wars: Old Republic.
Yeah. I worked on that game for I was there from the get go. I was like the 20th employee on that game or something like that. So,
wow.
BioWare made it, right? I'm sure
Yep.
you're aware of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I worked for BioWare, which was at that time they'd just gotten bought out by EA at that point. So yeah.
Don't bother us, or don't worry about us nerds. We're just having a nerd conversation.
And don't bother us, would you? Come on.
Any other questions, Dan or Angela? You guys have any other questions for him?
Well, what's your drone? What type?
So I have the Mavic 2 Pro. I also have a Mavic Air, but I kind of retired that one because it got sucked into a tornado circulation, and then I had to land it. And then when I landed it landed in this parking lot in Dixie Alley. That the rain was so bad that there was like a standing wave over the top of the drone.
Oh wow!
I found the drone and it still worked, but it had like all these errors and stuff on the Mavic Air.
Wow.
So they're really resilient. You can fly them into some shit. So like I said, you should go check out my YouTube channel and find the Brent/Centerville, Alabama tornado. And I had the drone up in that thing, and you see it tried to return itself to home. I had to abandon it because if the tornado would have smoked me if I would have stayed there, right? I had to get out of the way. And so I hauled ass out of there and left the drone, but I thought I had landed it. And then as I left, it lost contact with the controller and started rising up to return itself to home, and just rises up as the wedge is coming through. And then it turns itself around to try and go to home where I was piloting it from. And the tornado wins, and you see the circulation wrap around from the tornado. It whips back around and points at the tornado, and it's like comes down. But it landed in the field, and then I raced away, right? And I shot the the surge, you see the rain curtains wrapping around. I was right in the notch there. And I shot all that, let it pass, raced back to go try and find the drone. But I also knew that there was likely that houses were hit there, right? So I found the drone and immediately went in search and rescue, and then was, but luckily, no, it was really lucky. There was not anybody home at that point. They actually had left because they weren't in the sturdy home. They didn't have storm shelter, and they had left to go stay with someone else, the people that were there. So I had people. There was a really nice home that was nearby the path, and they were reaching out to me. They wanted the video of that, seeing it, so they could see their home and all that, because they had left it to be safe. And it worked out, right? We, as meteorologists and people chasers and out there trying to warn the public, we're always saying, if you're not in a sturdy home, get to a sturdy place, right? And these people did it, and it paid off.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. Remember, the question was, what drone do you use?
I just got so excited about chasing.
That's good.
I was like, there it goes.
I love it.
And telling these accounts, I have this too good of a bit in memory, and I can remember every detail of every
except
chase.
the question.
Oh, that's good shit. All right, hey, let's keep going here. So we will come back out of break. Brady, you are going to introduce hashtag Weather Fools.
Share your screens if you have Weather Fools.
So who's got Weather Fools?
I do.
Wow. See, I'm afraid of that. Every time I don't have a fucking Weather Fool,
You know what? I'm going to be honest.
one other person.
There's just not been a lot of stuff. I've been looking.
Could be.
I agree. I
have an article that I have a story that I got. It actually impacted me, but
Just not seeing it.
Okay.
Well, I have to admit, when I watched
Just not seeing it.
when I watched Aaron when he went into Hurricane Ida and went into the eye wall and went through the eye wall, I was like, he's a weather fool.
Yeah, all chasers are weather
I was
fools at
going
some
to
point.
use that. I thought, no, I won't do that to our guest. But
All right, so Dina, you got the Weather Fool.
I'd make for some pretty good content, Kim. I don't know.
I think so too.
Okay, and then Brady, when she's done, episode 142 show notes. Okay. And then Maz.
Yeah.
I will introduce you.
Whoa. Miley Cyrus?
All right, so fuck. It's a little Toby
Party in the
Keith.
USA.
How do you like me now?
Right?
Party in the USA.
Never heard this song.
All right, so Maz, wasted weather. So this is when we're digging into the dark web and finding some video clips video and audio clips of our weather friends who during the broadcast may have had a little too much to drink.
Yeah.
And so this clip will I'll give you a heads up. This clip is of our friend Ginger Z.
That's why she canceled on us till January.
That's right. Yeah.
She postponed. No, that's why I'm doing it, is because she postponed. No, I presented her with that option. So all right.
Yeah.
Dan's scoping in on a storm cell right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's getting ready to go.
Where's that at? Texas?
Kansas.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hook on that sucker.
Is it warm?
We're all
Pull-
like,
Pull Dan up. Make Dan big.
Sorry. Make Dan big.
Park the car.
Make Dan
Aaron, you
bigger.
can make it
50-foot
big.
Dan.
There you go.
there we go.
Ooh,
Can I fly there in time?
Yeah. A little something.
That's a good little cell there.
Yeah, it's southeast
little
of
core.
Topeka.
What's that little shit kind of coming out of the south end though? That's weird.
It's like it's peeing.
It does.
You guys look at the echo tops on it, though. It's like 5,000 feet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's tiny.
15,000 feet.
Wow.
Huh. Okay. All right. So wasted weather. So Mads, you'll introduce that, and I will share that little clip, and then MJ Freak Fan Box.
Mailbox is empty.
Okay. So we'll just skip that.
A couple people send some emails real quick. Send some fake emails.
All right. So we'll skip Freak Fan Box, and I'll just go right to the close. And then, okay, Iwasiuk.
Yeah.
I gotta say it one more time.
Isn't it
so.
What's happening?
She's like, whatever.
Iwasiuk.
Yeah. Just forget there's a U in it. That screws everyone up.
I mean, I'm half tempted to just not say it and just say Misheyla, but I'm gonna give it one more try.
It is the vowel. Vowels are always.
Oh man.
You can just give me shit when we're done. That's
exactly.
All right, let's get this baby rolling. Ready? Yeah. And again, Aaron and Misheyla, you guys can now comment. From the peanut gallery, say whatever you want. All right, we are coming in. Brady, 3, 2.
Welcome back, everyone. It is time for Weather Pools. And that is everyone's favorite part of the show, I think. And for those of you that are first-time listeners, or for those of you that just are a little bit forgetful, Weather Fools essentially is a segment where us as the freaks, we're going out on the internet, we're going out in real life, we're going out on the dark web, as Phil says it. We're looking for videos, we're looking for anything where it's someone doing something not so smart and it deals with the weather. So us being the overachievers that we are as the freaks, only have one weather fool this week. Dina, who is the week?
Week.
All right, so we were actually talking about this. Like, I kind of get tired of just doing people driving through flooded roadways. So this one is actually a compilation, and it was just over 10 minutes. And I actually watched the whole 10 minutes because it's so funny. And it's all meteorologists making stupid mistakes. Like this guy, he's right here. Instead of, hey, look at these cities, look at these titties.
No.
And I don't know if you guys,
wow, what was he thinking about?
And then this woman comes on. She's talking about she's not expecting a huge. She want to say fluctuation, but she's like, expecting a huge fuck you. Like she says that right on air.
It's not even close.
And then, like some of them that are funny are some of these international ones that you don't even understand what they're saying, but they did it. Like this lady, you don't know what she's saying, but you could tell she screwed up. She takes a deep breath and she's like, fuck. You understand what she's
on air? She's just cussing?
She did. It was like
nice.
She did it with an accent, which was even funny, like fuck.
And
then there's another, like the other international one too is like this, you know how and I don't want to make fun, but some of these Spanish ones have like very sexy meteorologist. Like she is a very well-developed meteorologist and she's jumping up and down. I mean, it is so funny and belching and just stupid stuff that, it's live TV. You get caught doing stuff all the time. And I actually thought it was funny enough to watch the whole thing because,
Wow.
But it's just like not expecting a huge fuck you. I mean, fluctuation.
Yeah. You're keeping MJ busy.
Erection, and check out these titties. Like, oh my God, you guys.
And did you ever experience anything like that? Did you drop a couple bombs?
Oh yeah. Well, when they cut your time and they're like, you need to chop words. I learned you cannot say warm air mass and drop the word air.
Oh.
Wait, why? I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You could say warm ass. I don't think that needs to be beeped out, right?
And everything else.
Oh man.
Anyway, stuff like that. Yeah, that was back years ago. Anyway.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of videos in there, so we'll have to send you the link, and we'll have that link in our show notes. You can look for show 142, guys. It's 142 strong. Great work there. Check that out on your favorite podcast app or at stormfrontfreaks.com.
That is Toby Keith. And how do you like me now that I've
not
had
Miley Cyrus there,
too
Brady.
much drink?
Know.
Anyway, so how do you like me now? So and what we've done is we've checked out the dark web here, and we found some people who sometimes they drink before, sometimes they drink on the air, but you can tell they've been drinking, right? So Phil, who do we have here for
today? And then they talk about titties instead of cities.
He's related. Weather fools in this are related. It's the same people.
So we found a good one tonight. This was one from Good Morning America and a friend of the show, Ginger Z. But she, you guys, if you watch, she sometimes does reports that necessarily aren't related to the weather. It might be more related to science or geography or something. And this was a situation where she was down, I think, off of Puerto Rico or something, reporting on something that had nothing to do with the weather. She's out on the ocean. And my guess is, it's 5 o'clock somewhere was her attitude. But this was the GMA report.
We're all in for a treat right now because we have a very special event, whale watching, in one of the few places in the world where people can swim with humpback whales in their cabs. Let's go live to Ginger, who's on a boat more than 90 miles off the coast of the Dominican Republic. Good morning again, Ginger. Looking nice and warm and happy out there.
Good morning, Michael. Oh, I am in a t-shirt and shorts. It feels very good, I have to say that. But it feels great that I've had this experience and adventure, too. That is swimming with the humpback whales. They are the mammal on the planet that travels the farthest to migrate from their breeding grounds up near Canada and Norway and congregate right here for their breeding grounds they were feeding up north. Either way, so impressive, and it's one thing to see images or to kind of know the video or see them here above board. When you go down and you stare them in the eye, it's all magic.
It's all magic.
And now you're my best friend, and I love you so much.
I'll find you in the breeding ground.
So
that's Blackout City right there.
Yeah. So I will say this. So it's funny, and Aaron, Reed, we did this a few episodes back. We did another wasted weather clip, and it was Reed that we had, and what I did. So I took, like, anybody that watches the show, even if this is the first time you've heard the show, we're screwing around and we're having fun and all that stuff. Well, I took a clip of that, and I took just a clip of him, and I put it on Twitter with a little comment, hey, it sounded like Reed, I had a foot in the bag or something during this little broadcast. And I played it, and then Reed Timmer, he retweeted it out to everybody, and all of a sudden, all his groupies just went nuts, like, that can't be true. And where did you get that? Like, people, some of these people I knew are like meteorologists, and they're like, where did you get that? Tell me where you got that. And I shared the YouTube link, and they're like, he didn't sound drunk. I couldn't believe it. And so Reed and I were DMing back and forth and laughing about it, and he's like, should I take it down? I'm like, no, don't take it down. This is fucking hilarious. And but so if you don't know, that wasn't Ginger drunk, okay? We kind of slowed it down a little bit, for crying out loud, and it's fun. It's just fun, right?
You got us. We were both like, holy shit.
Yeah. You hear they have quite the open bar, though, on those whale cruises.
Yes,
so I don't know.
The reason it's called the green room.
That's all you can drink. All you can drink.
Oh, man.
Anyway, well, hey, I think that just about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast. We want to thank you for listening or watching and understanding the nature of our humor. But before I announce our next guest, which you got to listen to who's coming up here, but if you like the show, don't forget to subscribe to or follow the Stormfront Freaks Network so you get notified, you receive the latest episodes of our show and El Niños, the Tornado Hunters podcast. That'll be delivered right to your podcast player the moment that we get it released. Also, visit patreon.com/stormfrontfreaks. Check out all the ways we can do more with you, and you can help support the show, like our live access to view and chat during the raw video recordings. A lot of R's in there. Exclusive merch, and you can even join us and our guests in the green room. In fact, I just shipped out. We had a couple. I know Dan Wallace is one of them, but just shipped out some of our Stormfront Freak mugs that say, "What are you drinking?" on them. So we just shipped that out to some of our Patreon folks. So that should be coming. But visit patreon.com/stormfrontfreaks, and you can join the team. But also a big thank you for helping us support the show. Special thanks to our guest tonight. Let me see if I can pronounce his name. Aaron Jayjack. Did I get that right, Aaron?
Nailed it.
Good, I got that one. And then the easy one, Misheyla Iwasiuk. Thank you guys for joining the show. Outstanding job. We had a lot of fun with you, of course. So thanks for the time.
Yeah,
and freaks, I'm going to quick go around too, just so other people can figure out how to find you or find your content. Maz, where can people find you on social media or interact with you?
Heck if I know. It's like at Money Storm, the number 4U. Money Storm for you.
That's right. Just think Prince, right? Yeah. Just think Prince. That's how he would do it. MJ, what about you? How can they find you?
After you've tried the carrier pigeon, you go at Mark Stormpod on Twitter.
Okay. Nice. Cool. Dina?
I'm Lady Pilot 70 on Twitter.
On Twitter? Okay. How about you, Kim?
Kim Cunningham, WX on Twitter and Facebook, just Kim Cunningham.
Cool. How about you, Brady?
Just at Brady Harris at WX. I've got some good memes every now and then. So,
but I can't attach you to any like photos. Like you've got that turned off. So anytime I try to attach all the freaks, I can't link you to anything. It won't let me. So just a heads up. But you can find me on Twitter at PhilStormPod and right here at Stormfront Freak. So here's what you're waiting for. Our next episode, we're back with a special recording on Tuesday, October 19th. We're going to be recording raw for our Patreon members with the creators of the 13 Minutes film, which is scheduled for release on October 29th. So we've got the, I'll give you a little synopsis here. Here's what the movie's about. It says the largest tornado on record threatens to ravage a small town, leaving residents with only 13 minutes to find shelter, search for loved ones, and fight for their lives. In the wake of total devastation, 4 families must overcome their differences and find strength in themselves and one another to survive. So a little synopsis. So it sounds like a great movie. The director and co-writer is going to be with us, Lindsay Gosling, and co-writer and storm chaser up there in Canada, eh? You guys know Travis Farncombe?
I've heard of Travis.
All right. So anyway, they'll be with us in our virtual studio. The audio podcast will be up and available the week of October 25th, which will be prior to its release. So that should be pretty exciting. So for MJ, Maz, Brady, Dina, Kim, Aaron, Misheyla, and I know Angela and Dan are back there as well. We're going to signal the all clear, and we'll catch you guys next time. So good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Peace. See ya.
Aaron and Misheyla, you guys are awesome. She ditched already.
Gotta go too.
You guys were awesome, Aaron. So thanks so much for the time,
Aaron.
man.
Tell Misheyla we loved her.
It was fun to be here.
Awesome.
Again, I just want to apologize about the troubles in the spring. Like, I felt so bad during all that. But
That's all right. You made up for it.
You stuck with us and
that was great.
That was good.
No, that was good.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, that was cool. So we'll have you guys back too. That was fun. You guys are a good time. So we'll do that again.
Cool, man. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Cool. Thanks. Have a great day, Aaron. Good luck.
We'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Bye,
See you, Kim. Good seeing you.
Everybody. Okay, good seeing y'all.
Okay.
Skeletons.
Hey,
Skeletons.
Let's see. Before you go, those that are on. Oops, we lost. Who'd we lose? Maz. Okay. Well, you guys are on the show Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Correct?
Yep.
Is
Eastern.
that right?
Yep.
I think. Well, the message I just got from Maddie was they're hoping to nail that down by tomorrow. So I'm hoping that that's the time.
Oh yeah, I hope so because 6:30 I'm picking up my kid.
Right. You may have checked your email. You may have gotten a link to the preview.
Oh, okay.
If you did not, let me know because I got it, but I thought she was going to send it to everybody individually, but I sent it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Madison Leto.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
okay.
Screening link and embargo note. Yeah, I see it.
Yep. So, all right, good. So she did send it to everybody individually.
Yep, I got it too.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna do this. I don't know if we can do it. We'll try and figure it out though. But Dan and Angela, I will see if I can work with you guys. We'll maybe try and set up a time. maybe this weekend or something. Maybe Sunday might work for me, but that if I can get you guys on and watch it at the same time like we do during our video commentaries, I'll try and do that.
Okay.
We won't make.
Okay.
Oh, we are live right now, aren't we?
Whoops. Wait, no, we're not going to do.